This episode is brought to you by Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+. Rated TV MALV. Viewer discretion advised. Maya Lopez has betrayed her mentor, the notorious Kingpin. Now on the run, she returns to her hometown to prepare for the biggest fight of her life. Don't miss Marvel Studios' hardest-hitting series yet. An epic 5-episode event. Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+.
Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
This is your quickie episode.
We got a lot happening. We got a lot happening right now.
First off, live show.
Live show?
What was the date?
June 24th?
Yeah. And registration should be out really, really soon. So just go ahead and mark your calendars. Tell all your favorite Bloody Happy Hour friends. And y'all just make a day of it. Come to Waco, check out Chip and Joanna. June 24th. And look forward to some Dirty Chad info really, really soon. Caroline, what's in the news?
Well, we are currently on verdict watch for Letitia Stalk, who was
the great
admitted
mom.
To murdering Gannon, her stepson.
I was going to say she was the evil
she's
stepmom,
admitted,
right?
Yes, she's admitted to it. So, but she's saying that throughout the whole trial, she's now saying that she has multiple personalities, and Maria is the one who killed Gannon.
Oh.
Yeah, not Eduardo. She talked about Eduardo, like that he came in and held him at gunpoint and did this and did that. No, it wasn't Eduardo. It was Maria.
Oh, are all her multiple personalities Chicanas?
Only one, and one of them speaks Russian.
Oh.
And one of them apparently writes in Spanish with the opposite hand of or with right-handed. So she's left-handed, but that one is right-handed. But
did they make her do it?
But they cannot find the documents where there's anything written.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so she, it's Maria's. It's Maria. And Letitia didn't testify. We thought maybe Maria would testify. No,
none of them.
None of them testified.
That is the hard. Like, if I was just gonna bullshit, play that I was crazy, that would not be the route that I would go, because that's the hardest one to prove, and there's very few. I think Billy Milligan may be one of the only cases that has been proven to have multiple personalities.
Is that what about that movie?
Split was based off of Billy Milligan.
Yes.
Yeah. Mulligan or Milligan, whatever his name is.
So this defense team went and found this lady, Dorothy Lewis, who is a renowned psychiatrist, not psychiatrist, she's a psychologist, but she's put stuff in the DSM-5, which is like the Bible for the psychology. Like that's what they use to, But she has this documentary on HBO called Crazy Not Insane. And I guess that's how they found this lady. They brought her in. She's 85 years old. She's in a wheelchair. Her son comes in the courtroom reeking of weed. They catch him on camera in the courthouse smoking weed. They call him out because there's no smoke. I mean, all this whole big thing with this Dorothy lady. She has been late the whole time. She is a disaster. She's pretending like she didn't get these emailed, but she did, or it was defense's fault. I mean, it was a whole disaster. So we're just like, what is happening at this trial?
Dorothy,
Letitia and her attorney are like getting all close and laughing, and they're smiling and doing like.
So was she supposed to help Letitia?
Yes, I guess, but I don't understand. Okay, so when they went to verdict watch, they've been in verdict watch for 4 hours on Friday, and then they left to go home for the weekend, and they'll come back. So I don't know why I figured they would say guilty and it would be done like a lot faster. Gosh. So there's probably one person holding out.
Yeah.
But she is.
And it's probably a stepmama.
Is evil. She's evil. This person is just evil. She did it all. She gave him laxatives so that I don't know. It's a whole, it's just bad. But we're on verdict watch for that.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Are you looking for a great haircut or shave experience?
I need a shave.
Come to Champions Salon and Barber, where the skilled barbers and stylists are dedicated to giving you the best service possible. Whether you need a simple haircut or a complete grooming package, they have you covered. And while you're there, you can enjoy a complimentary beer and friendly chat with their staff. How great is that? So they have 2 convenient locations in Waco and one in Woodway. You can book appointments online or through the app, and you could make it easy to visit. So go to Champion Salon and Barber today and experience a cut above the rest.
All right, if you love smoothies or if you love your protein in the morning, you need to get you a Blend Jet. You can do that if you go into blendjet.com. If you enter the code BHH12, you get a discount. And let me tell you, these things are portable. They are easy to use. They can fit in your cup holder. You can have it at home or you can have it in your office like I do. Right this morning, I had my blueberry banana one
How was
with
it?
some chia seed.
Wasn't chunky or anything?
It was very smooth. When I have it in my shaker, it is a little chunky. So this is a great alternative.
I love it.
It is battery powered, so all you have to do is plug it in every 2 weeks, and the battery never runs down.
Oh my gosh. I love battery powered things.
Go to BlendJets and order you a BlendJet and get a discount.
Thanks, April, for sharing.
Cure Hydration. If you are obsessed with your hydration like I am, this may be something good for you. This is something that is so easy. Forget about the Gatorade. That just dehydrates you even more. And if you don't like the taste of coconut water, try Cure Hydration. You can go to my offer link. It is zen.ai/BHH20. This is vegan. It's no added sugars. It's just a little packet you could put in your water. Or if you're really smart during happy hour, you could put it into your Tito's. It is just as effective as an IV drip. And if you do not like the taste of water, it's not as boring as water, not as sugary as the sports drink. And if you're an athlete, it'll give you the best performance. Or if you just get brain fog or headaches because you do not stay hydrated.
Brain frog?
Brain fog. The solution is Cure Hydration. So go to that link, enter the code. You can go to my offer link. It is zen.ai/BHH20. Cure Hydration.
I'm your puzzle loving pal, and I'm going to tell you about my latest obsession, Wongo puzzles. These things are the real deal, folks. They're high quality, handcrafted, and perfect for anyone who loves a good challenge but doesn't want to dedicate their entire kitchen table to puzzles for a week. Trust me, I've been there. And I might still be there. But I got one of these actually for Christmas. I loved it. I did it, and I was so proud of myself. And they have all these cool designs, and you need to go to wongopuzzles.com and use our discount, BHH. You get 10% off, and I really want to know if you'll order one of these puzzles, what you think about it, because it's so fun, and I need to order like 5. Lori Vallow, that trial's still happening. And the latest there, I mean, there's not been a dull moment yet in that trial. There's talk about Satan tacos and being put into a box and delivered to Antarctica or something. I mean, it's wild. It's very, very cultish. It's just a lot of things are coming out. Gross text messages between her and Chad. He's so gross. He looks like a potato. And that's all I have to say about that. It's bad. But it's interesting both of these are going on at the same time. So there's your Court TV Corner.
Wow.
Then
So by the time they hear this, we'll know what Letitia's going to be, right?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope so. So most likely the verdict is out, hopefully. Then we have Lauren Heike. Did you hear about this one? She was attacked in Phoenix on a hiking trail. She was 29 years old. She was stabbed 15 times. So on April 28th, she was hiking at Reach 11 Trail west of Scottsdale Road and Mayo Boulevard. So in case anybody out there is listening in the Phoenix or Scottsdale, Arizona area, that's where this happened. At 10:52 on April 28th, surveillance cameras found her walking on a trail alone. And then about 30 seconds later, a man is seen going in the same direction that she was going in. And then later you see that same guy, like sprinting across the camera, like in the opposite direction. And then they also catch him on camera at 10:55, so about 3 minutes later, and he's trying to cross a barbed wire fence, trying to escape. And police said that they believe Lauren fought him off because she had defensive wounds on her hands and arms, and that she was trying to climb over that barbed wire fence, but couldn't get over it because she just suffered so much from all of her injuries. She was stabbed with a pocket knife in her back and her chest. So on Friday, this past Friday, they announced that they made an arrest. This guy named Zion Teasley, 22-year-old. Wow. So he was arrested around, on May 4th, he was arrested. Yeah. Then they announced it on that next day, May 5th. So he lives with his mother, and he lives about less than a mile away from where her body was found. And at the time of the arrest,
oh, yep, I saw him. He's a cute boy.
Yes. So listen to what he says. So he told officers, he's like, "There's no freaking way I'm in for a sex crime. I haven't been with anyone in a long time." And the police think that the attack was random, that he followed her on the trail and just attacked her for no reason. But they said that during his interview with police, he said that he was struggling with his sexuality and that he feared his soul's salvation due to his thoughts. Like he was in fear for his salvation because of the things he was thinking. The officer showed him a picture of Lauren, and he said that he recognized her from the news and that he wanted to look like her.
Oh.
Was he trying to wear her face?
Where did he stab her? In the back and where?
Back in the chest. Because getting her from behind in the back, but I believe the back and the chest. But he stabbed her from behind, so unless he caught up with her and then did a couple more times. But 15 stab wounds. They linked it through DNA on Lauren's shoe. That was his DNA on her shoe, and cell phone location data. So they said that at his former workplace, co-workers had said that he was fired for being aggressive towards female employees. And they asked if he had planned to do this, like planned to murder her. And he said, "I'm definitely not a person who wants to kill another person. If I was going to do something like that, it wouldn't be premeditated." Okay. But apparently he was in the Marines for a bit.
Okay.
Only for about 3 months. He did not complete his training. But we don't have the details after that due to privacy issues. He appeared in court on Friday. He didn't say anything. They said that he would be a potential flight risk because he had already booked a flight to Detroit. So they made sure to keep him there. He has been arrested on previous stuff. So he's had burglary, robbery, kidnapping, and disorderly conduct charges.
He was escalating.
He had taken a plea deal because he pled guilty to those charges. He took a plea deal. He got out. He served like 16 months in prison, and then he was released November 2022. They said he was medium to low risk to reoffend again.
It is a big jump.
Big jump. He's being held on $1 million bond in Maricopa County on first-degree murder charges.
Gosh.
And he also faces a count of probation violations, so he's non-bondable.
I guess it's not a sex crime, though, because they say when if you're a gay man.
They said there were no signs of sexual.
Yeah.
I say.
If you're a gay man, you usually assault or kill what you're attracted to. So that means you would kill other men, right? Mm-hmm. But that's if it's a sex crime. So since this isn't a sex crime, you would go towards, and his past tells us that he does have violence towards women. So is he pissed at women because he doesn't like them?
Or he wants to be one.
Be them? I mean, he's a good-looking boy. All he had to do is put on some makeup. They were both beautiful people.
Yes.
If they would have made a
And she fought and ran and fought and ran.
That is horrible.
I know. But you know what's even more horrible? This next story I'm going to tell you about. Now, put your FBI hat on because there is a lot of stuff going on here.
We're going to Okie?
We're going to Oklahoma. Okmulgee police.
Okay.
So, you may have heard about this. This is where in Oklahoma, Henryetta, Oklahoma, 7 bodies were found. And this just came out last week that they were found on Monday, May 1st, on this property and in Henryetta, Oklahoma. Police believe that Jesse McFadden, who is a registered sex offender, used a 9mm handgun to kill his wife, her 3 children, and 2 teenagers who had been reported missing.
Okay.
His wife had purchased the gun in January 2022. McFadden had previously been convicted on first-degree rape charges in November 2003. He was released from prison in October 2020. He was supposed to stand trial Monday, May 1st, because on charges of soliciting sexual conduct with a minor and possession of child porn, because while behind bars, he was caught with a cell phone using it to send nude pictures to minors.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm. So he was going to trial for that on Monday, but he never showed up.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was out from he got released from his rape charge, which
however that works.
So police identify all 7 victims of who were found dead. Holly McFadden is 35, and that was his wife.
Okay.
They had been married for less than a year. May 26th will be a year. So they have been married for less than a year.
So she married him since he's been out of jail in 2020, knew what he was, married him, and brought her daughters into this. Okay.
That's what
not victim blaming, but okay.
Well, no, yeah. So
maybe they knew each other in high school.
Mm-hmm. She was shot 3 times in the head. Her children, these are her children. Riley Allen, 17 years old, 1 gunshot wound to the head. Michael Mayo.
Is Riley a girl or boy?
I assumed a girl.
Okay.
Michael Mayo, 15 years old, 2 gunshot wounds to the head. Tiffany Guess, 13, 2 gunshot wounds to the head. those were all Holly's kids. I'm assuming they have all 3 different daddies because they have all 3 different last names. They are not, McFadden is not the father of those kids. So then we have the 2 who we found out about first, which was Brittany Brewer and Ivy Webster. Those are the friends.
Okay.
Brittany Brewer, 16, Ivy Webster, 14.
Why did we find out about them first? They had been
those were
reported
just
missing?
the first. Yes, they were reported missing on Sunday, the day before.
Okay.
We found out the day before they found the bodies.
Right. Okay.
So they both suffered one gunshot wound to the head. They were friends with Tiffany. Tiffany was the 13-year-old daughter. They were friends with her. They went over there on Saturday, April 29th for a sleepover. The girls were then reported missing when they did not come home or they didn't answer their phone, and then an Amber Alert was sent out. And that all happened on Sunday. So Saturday, they were seen. They were there. They didn't come home on Sunday. Parents had been calling, figuring out, where are y'all? No, nothing, heard nothing, Amber Alert. There you go. So Ivy, Brittany, and Riley, they were all found separately. Those 3 were found together 150 yards apart from the other 4.
Okay.
So there's 7 victims, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of out in the open. It's just a home out in the open. There's a creek, and the other victims were like 500 yards away. And it looked to be that the 3, Ivy, Brittany, and Riley, were trying to escape. So that's why they were found in a different area than the other 4. I guess
Are Ivy the friends or the kids? I can't remember.
Brittany and Ivy are the friends.
Okay.
All the other ones are the kids.
Okay.
So whenever I hear one gunshot wound to the head, I assume you're like execution, right? Like in your back of the head, front of the head, whatever. But the police say they would not use the term execution style. I don't know how they came to that. They said they would not use that term to describe the killings. There were no recent calls that had been made out. There was no 911 calls. Nothing had led them out there for anything before. They don't know if he planned it or if there was a motive. There was no note found. And they believed that he murdered the 6 of them and then shot himself. So he also said, people in the press conference, they were asking him, what do you think happened? Or like what? And he was like, I don't want to just give a theory because based on the evidence, we don't know. We have no idea what the motive was. We have no idea. Now, I find this hard to believe based on what I'm about to tell you. Because on Friday, which was just this past Friday, so that they found the bodies on a Monday.
So the Friday before.
So then they found the bodies on a Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're on Friday. The crime scene has been released just after a few days, okay? The house is open. The parents, the family.
They can all go in.
Okay. So inside this house, they find that this was not just any sleepover, okay? The police released it. So then I don't remember if it was Brittany's or Ivy's family, one of the families go and they video and they are like filming it all. And it's out there. Like I've watched it several times. It's on the news, it's everything. So they basically take a tour because they're trying to find answers because the police are just like, oh, well, the guy who did it is dead. And so there's not going to be a trial. So it's fine, moving on. But they're like, we want to know why our kids are dead and what, like, this isn't case closed. This is case just opened. So this house, inside of this house, it's called the House of Horrors, and it is a house of sex crimes. It is full. The family videoed what they saw, released to the media. In these videos are shackles and chains. that were drilled into the floor next to the mattress in one room. Chains were drilled into the floor into the kitchen. Sex toys, handcuffs, drugged candy, so like edibles was out there. On this one table, it had the edibles. They were open. It had a bottle of like 800 milligram ibuprofen. It looked like lines of Coke, which it could have been the ibuprofen was chopped up and then put. It's obvious. It looks like they had been drugged. Drug syringes, needles with still drugs in the syringes.
And the police saw all of this and just said, done.
Yeah. A wedding ring was right next to the needles. So all this stuff is just like there on this one table. Very staged looking, along with a dog collar, multiple computers everywhere. And this house is filthy and disgusting. And there's like a pad that it's almost like one of those mouse pads, that sticky pad.
I was thinking of,
but it had like a just a bunch of bugs on it on the ground. Like this house was disgusting. It was plates and dishes all in the sink and just nasty.
So ongoing disgusting.
Nasty. Very nasty. So, why did the police release this crime scene? Why were these parents, they were the ones, I mean, they went in there in order, they're like, there's something that's got to be here. Okay. They're going in there. What if there's other men involved? What if there's other kids who are missing or women who are missing and their DNA is on the mattress or the drug syringe or anywhere? Nothing. They did nothing. They just left it. And in that press conference, how are you going to say that there's nothing that leads us to believe what the cause was or what the motivation was? Like, obviously, this was a sex dungeon. This is a pedophile situation. So this also leads us to, did Holly, the wife, know?
Yep.
Because how did her house it was full of this stuff and you don't know? And then you invite these girls over?
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like any of this stuff was recently set up. It looks like it had been there for a while. The family ends up begging the police to come back. So they videotaped all this stuff.
Holly's family or the other kids' family?
I think it's both of them, both of the families.
Okay.
Both of the friend families. They have full permission.
Yeah.
It's Ivy and Brittany's family. They have permission to go in this house. They were not trespassing, so they wanted to make sure that was known. And so this is a clip of, I believe this is Ivy's dad. He's talking to, they finally get an investigator to come in and to take pictures. There's like, you didn't even take pictures because while they're in the house, they end up finding their own daughter's cell phone along with like 3 other cell phones, and they find tablets and they find all kinds of stuff that they're like, there's probably all kinds of videos on these phones and on these computers and these tablets, and y'all are just gonna leave them here?
I don't understand.
And then you just wait till you hear the response from this guy.
So who are we listening to?
Okay, this is gonna be Ivy's dad is talking, and then I'll let you know when it's the investigator who's
okay.
And there's another guy in there, and he's another part of the family.
Why? That's what I just don't get. I know you guys are hurting too. I know you guys had a hell of a job to do, and you saw my daughter dead, shot in the head, and I know what you're seeing, and I know what you went through, but a lot of this stuff needs to be taken. You guys have to come back out here and do a whole nother sweep because you missed so much. There's medicine, there's drugs, brand new locks that he put in, brand new key and lock on the counter. Why are we not getting receipts and video out of him purchasing the? I'm sorry, I'm venting, but I want more done.
The problem is, we don't know what else to do. Like,
There's a story to be told here.
right.
We don't know what happened.
Don't know what else to do. I'm going to say
And
this.
since we don't have the only person that can tell us what happened,
He's dead. But we can try to piece it
And
together.
I want to say this with all respect to your job and your position. What else y'all could have done as law enforcement, the whole agency, is every bit of this stuff should have been in evidence, including the phones. Y'all didn't search this house. You didn't look properly.
calm
No,
down.
you didn't. You didn't.
I didn't look at all.
I know, so I'm saying, agent, not you,
People-
not you. I'm saying the agencies. This, you got to understand, this was not done right. No crime scene
We
tape.
are open to any suggestions you all can
I'm saying
give.
that as suggestions. Their job wasn't done. They didn't do their job.
It's clear.
They didn't do their job, and the whole world's going to know it.
It's family.
What would this accomplish?
What would this accomplish?
I'm a grieving parent that my daughter got raped and murdered. And you're telling me right now that I don't have a right to know what happened? The story's right here. It's right here. And it's still sitting here. Still. Ah!
Investigate.
It would help us to know that she was drugged and not in pain. She was
That's
raped.
something the medical examiner is going to have
I'm gonna
to tell
call
us.
Joe when we get back.
It would be nice to have her phone if whenever and we can have that, if at all possible.
Did we take a phone before?
Nothing was taken out of
nothing
this
was
house.
taken, but my daughter's is that pink one up there.
Okay.
I would like to have it if possible, but we don't know if we can just take it, so that's why
There
we
might
had to
be
call.
evidence on it.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
And
Can I just look at it to double check that that one's hers?
Did they take a 2-hour online investigation course in Oklahoma? Is that how you become a cop?
I don't
Is it
know.
online training modules?
I think it might be, but I cannot get over that this has to be some kind of pedophile ring, and the office.
This is not the time to tell me this after all these conspiracies I've been watching.
Why would they just? Why are they trying to like ignore? They're like, oh, it's fine. We found the bodies and we know who did it, and let's wrap it up. That's what it seems like.
The only reason why I would think that if they knew that there was a pedophile ring, I would think that they would try to cover it up, like we're gonna let's get rid of it, or let's take it all into custody and act like it didn't exist. I think this is ignorance and laziness that they didn't even attempt. Like, I think they saw what happened, concluded that it was McFadden, and didn't go. It was like, case closed, done. Let's go back and drink our cheap, light alcohol from Oklahoma that doesn't even have the right alcohol content.
No,
Because,
yeah.
I think I think it's pure laziness. I don't think it's it doesn't seem like it's trying to hide anything, because he's in there and he's like, wait, I don't, like, they seem like they're ridiculous, like dumb.
I thought it was like, he's like, lady, I
thought my job was
I've been
done.
here for so many years, and I've been in this house many times doing this stuff, so I don't even want to be here and talking to you right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or like, we've known what's been going on. Like, why are you
Yes.
just finding out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my vibe, but I've
Oh,
heard
okay.
both vibes. So
Okay.
the one that you said, and then this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. I could see that too. But, and maybe that's why they've held that back, is because now you got victim's family. And so you don't want to say, this woman knew what was going on. We knew what she was doing with the daughter. But why haven't you called CPS then if you've known? So you still didn't do your job. Either way, you have not done your job.
Because like whenever the officers go in there and they see these restraints and these chains with locks on the floor, and they see all the drugs, and they just are like, oh, it's fine. Like, no big deal. Is that what?
I feel like it.
Is that normal?
No, it's not normal.
So that's what made me think they're trying to cover something up by not addressing it. But I get they would also want to clean it up and get it out.
Yeah, like if it's something that they knew about, if it was a pedophile ring, if they knew that the elites were running this pedophile ring and they were paying, you know what I mean? That's, they would cover that up. So we're going to go into that for the Koresh conspiracy episode, is that supposedly the government knew, and so they were trying to cover it up, and that's why the whole compound burned down, is they were trying to cover up any evidence. So that's probably why my mind is there, is that if they knew about it, then they would have got rid of everything.
Later, after this, there was an interview with one of the parents. This is what I don't get. They said that one of the dads, Brittany's dad, said that she had, quote, spent weekends with him for about 2 years. With McFadden.
Brittany's.
It's like the 17.
Uh-huh.
She's like, oh, she spent weekends with, he said with him. He didn't say with the daughter. Like, the reason that she went over to that house was to have a slumber party with the daughter. But the dad said, oh, she's spent weekends with him for about 2 years now. And we've met him twice. And we had no idea he was a registered sex offender or about the child pornography allegations. And wow. No. So was he grooming these kids? What was happening? That's why there's just so much more that's happening here than I think that we know. But this is still pretty new. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
So that's wild.
So wild. I've been seeing those articles come up, and I hadn't got to read about it, so I'm glad you covered it. I had no idea that it went this deep. I think the moral of the story is, man, don't get killed in a small town, because...
Dude, it's all these small towns that are popping up and having the worst situations.
Yeah, your death may not be investigated.
Definitely won't.
Unless it's Moscow. They're doing their job.
Oh, what's the latest with that? There's a bunch of stuff happening. Well, they just they got video footage released of Brian Koberger from one of his police stops about a month before the murders, just to kind of get how he talks and to see.
Yeah.
I guess that's why that was a big deal. Which it was interesting watching him talk to that officer, acting like he was
pretty articulate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Good to go?
Good to go.
All right. We will see y'all on Thursday for the full episode. We are going to end Koresh for you guys, so it's going to be the end of your 100th episode series. You're going to get the final chapter, and we're going to do some conspiracy talk, and it got juicy. It got me paranoid. I was up till like 2:30 last night looking up other conspiracies on TikTok, and let me just say, never trust anybody.
Never trust anyone.
Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Hi, this is Sarah.
And I'm Carter.
And this is Some of Our Thoughts.
We're two Southern sommeliers, and we want to share everything we love and know about wine. We started hanging out during quarantine and cooking and drinking and listening to music, and we just thought this would be a great way to bring everything we know to you guys.
We will make wine knowledge and food pairings easy and approachable. So put on your favorite vinyl, grab your favorite glass of wine, tune into our show, and let's have some fun.
Wine and vinyl. So check us out on roguemedianetwork.com or wherever you get your favorite podcast. We'll be talking about a lot.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.